Ladies and gentlemen, GM just gave us a sneak peek at the next generation C9 Corvette. All right, folks, once again, our friends over at MS Solutions are offering this brand new 2025 ZR1 Coupe with the ZTK Performance Package, plus an extra $25,000 in cash. Now, for those of you who do not know what MS is, it is a horrible autoimmune disease. I've actually had family members and friends that have passed away from this. It's awful, so it's really near and dear to my heart. So this is a great cause that you're giving to with this ZR1. And you know what? If you don't want the ZR1, they'll give you $130,000 cash, which is also okay, but this car is probably worth over $200,000, so I would definitely take the car. Because you are a Brink of Speed watcher, what you need to do is you need to click on my links in the description and the pinned comment. You're gonna get an extra 50% bonus tickets because you are a Brink of Speed watcher. It'll take you to this page here, click on the entries. As you can see, Brink 50 is already in there. Fill out your information, click continue, fill out your credit card information, and you're all set and ready to win. This is a torch red, beautiful ZR1. It is also the split window coupe. And don't forget, it has twin turbos and is putting out 1,064 horsepower. So ladies and gentlemen, good luck. Let me know if you win this, and I can't wait to see who wins. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Brink of Speed. This morning I have an amazing treat for all of you. We've actually been discussing the latest C9 generation Corvette lately on the channel, and today we get to really give you some new insight and info and some new designs that may influence this brand new C9 Corvette coming out probably in the next 3 to 4 years. Real quick before we get into this exciting new news from GM though, please do me a huge favor. If you are excited about this, give this video a big thumbs up. Also help me reach my goal of 100,000 subscribers in this year, 2025. Smash that red subscribe button and the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. All right, let's get into this exciting new news. All right, so first thing I want to do is play this video from GM for you guys and let you watch this before we get into the multiples of photos that I have here from GM. So enjoy. All right, so what do you guys think of this first look? I know when I first saw it, it reminded me of all the concept cars in the past, and of course that's exactly what it's going to remind you of. But why is this concept car so important for what GM is doing in this C9 generation Corvette? Or this next generation C9 Corvette, I should say. Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get 3 different opinions and 3 different designs. One is from the UK, one is from California, and one is from Detroit. Now, we haven't seen the other 2, obviously, but we will here shortly. And they want to get 3 totally different types of designs. And that way, they will be able to take maybe features from each design and implement them into their new C9 Corvette. Now, this was already predicted on my channel, actually predicted by Darren on the channel, when he stated that people had seen some concepts of the C9 and that they were already saying it was much more exotic than what we currently have in the C8 generation. And why does this not surprise me? Well, it doesn't surprise me because when we saw the new C8, it was much more exotic looking than the C7, and so on and so forth. Obviously, the C7 to me was the biggest change in the last few generations that I had seen until the C8. And then it was the just enormous change, making the engine in the midsection rear and also changing up so many other designs on the car. Now with this new design, we obviously have a electric car looking type design here, and that's exactly what they have designed, but not to fret. GM is stating that the V8 is not going anywhere. It's here to stay. They had plans earlier on, a few years ago to make this car maybe fully electric sooner than later, but now I don't see that happening. And you guys already know my prediction. If you've been on my channel, I predict that this car in the C9 generation will go fully electric at some point. But first of all, I think we're going to get a full ICE version, and then we're going to get many versions of the E-Ray. So I think we will have multiple types of hybrids that come along because of the fact that all the manufacturers out there are going hybrid technology. They're also going with twin turbo technology, and that's exactly what they've done with the ZR1. So I think we're going to see that more often than not in the C9. We're going to see hybrids and twin turbos, and then maybe one fully electric car. But ladies and gentlemen, what is your opinion at the first look from this concept car that was built in the UK? My opinion, the exterior looks pretty sweet. I really like the fact that they've done the split window in the front and the rear. This does not have any A-pillars. So what they decided to do is they decided to go with a split window in the front and the rear. Obviously the rear is keeping that same look that the C2 generation came up with in 1963. It's going away from the ZR1 look that we have with the split window, but it's keeping the older version of the split window, which I actually prefer. The front split window is so that you have an enormous view from left to right, looking out at the racetrack. It's going to help you immensely to be able to see so much further ahead and around corners. Some people are probably not going to like the split in the middle of the windshield, but that is an inspiration from race cars, obviously. It's not going to harm your viewpoints for the most part. And it also allows us to have gull wings. So for the first time ever with the Corvette, we are seeing gull wings, which we've seen things in the past with renders where they've added like Lamborghini type doors, but I think this is the first time we've ever seen gull wings on a Corvette, and boy, do I love it. To me, it would be a dream come true if we got this type of look. Obviously, there's going to be a few more lines on the car once we get it, and we will not just have this sleek look like a normal fully electric car would have, because it's got to have functioning air vents for an actual engine. And all of these vents, as you can see, pass all the way through and are not really going to any type of cooling function for an engine. What do you guys think about the lights? And what do you think about these wheels? I actually really dig the wheels. Now, when you watch that video, I'm sure that you noticed the active arrow that was on it, and I'll show you right here. There was one portion of the video that showed active arrow in the rear. And when it was explained in the press release, they actually talked about that this would have some arrow pieces on it with movement. And so that is exciting news as well. Again, with these concept cars, you never know what we're gonna get, what they take away from it, and what we truly are getting on the next Corvette. But I think because of the fact that we have heard in the past that active arrow is coming, and we haven't seen it yet on the C8 generation. I think we can all maybe expect it to come on the C9. That's what really would make most sense to me. They're gonna keep the C8 looking exactly the way that it looks and not disturb that design. But with the new C9, we can maybe come to expect some active aero and some crazy, crazy designs like what we're seeing here. What do you guys think of the interior? I really dig it. Obviously, it's very futuristic looking, and I can definitely see something like this coming out with 800-900 horsepower. Probably not for the first iteration of the C9 Corvette. The new C9, I believe, the first one will probably be closer to 550 to 600 horsepower. But even that in a car that looks like similar to this, not only be stunning, but also produce some phenomenal performance. So I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts? I'd really like to know in the comments below. This is exciting stuff coming out that we just received from GM. And again, it's exciting to me because we've been talking about the C9. I know it's probably a little bit early to start talking about it, but that's what us YouTubers do. We like to speculate and try and figure out what we're getting next. The C8 is getting a little bit old. Believe, you know, that sounds weird to say, but it's already 5 years old. Once you've seen a car for 5 years, the only thing that can really change your perspective on it is a new variant of that generation. And we've definitely gotten those, but it seems like we're kind of at the end of that as well. We are hearing that there is a Grand Sport coming, and maybe they're gonna kind of change up the exterior look of the C8 generation with that new Grand Sport, but I highly doubt it. I think we're gonna have to wait for this new C9 to come out to really get a huge difference in the exterior. Obviously, we're getting a new refresh for the C8 interior, but that's not really gonna do anything like what we're seeing here. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you think that the C9 could take some looks from this, or a lot of the looks, or none of the looks, I'd be interested to know what your guys' thoughts are. Again, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, smash that subscribe button. I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you guys out on the road.